Dear friends, today I'm going to discuss my personal journey and fight against tobacco. I'm Dr. Suresh Padadmat, Professor of Psychiatry, working at NIMANS, Bangalore. In this video, I'm going to discuss how I started tobacco, how I lost control of tobacco usage, how I became dependent, that is addicted, how many battles I have to lose against tobacco, and how I won the war against tobacco. Initially, I started using tobacco in my final year of MBBS. It was once a month. It gave me a kick. I was able to concentrate on studies. And afterwards, it was very rarely I used to smoke. In the internship, the pattern was once a month whenever I used to go outside. But during preparing for my PG entrance, it slowly increased, almost 1 to 2 cigarettes per day. But once I got seat in NIMANS, Bangalore, because of the stress and because of various reasons, the tobacco consumption increased. I started to smoke every day 1 to 10 cigarettes per day. And it did not stop. And I tried my best to stop in between. If I remember, twice I tried to stop. Invariably, I had relapse. The relapse was basically because of severe craving, stress, and withdrawal symptoms. And I was able to stop it hardly for 2 to 3 months. But this smoking did not stop. And one important life event I can remember is in December 2004. In December 2004, there was tsunami. I volunteered myself to work in tsunami. I was posted in Andaman Nicobar. Here, in the disaster zone, looking at the stress and the number of people who had died, by number of cigarette smoking increased phenomenally. It increased up to 30 to 40 cigarettes per day. And when I was posted in one island, and if I had to move to another island, my first question was whether the cigarettes are available in that island or not. And my job was to secure cigarettes in my bag to carry it to the next island. So it impacted so badly. Not only that, when I came back, even in the hospital, during rounds, at every 1 to 2 hours, I used to take break to smoke. So it started affecting my work also. But the life-turning event occurred in 2005. Somewhere during August, my dad was diagnosed to be suffering from cancer. C nasopharynx, squamous cell carcinoma. He was also a smoker. He had smoked almost 20 to 30 years. He used to smoke around 15 to 20 cigarettes per day. So both of us decided to quit. He started undergoing radiotherapy and chemotherapy. Surgery was not possible. So he stopped smoking. I also stopped. He stopped for only 3 months and he relapsed. But I was able to quit for 6 months. But again, the relapse occurred. The relapse with craving. The reason was craving and withdrawal symptoms. Both of us, my dad and myself, continued to smoke. Unfortunately, in 2007, the relapse of cancer occurred. This time, it hit me very badly because the metastasis of cancer had occurred. At the same time, I decided to quit. And my dad also stopped smoking. He underwent radiotherapy and also chemotherapy. But unfortunately, in 2009 February, he expired. And before he expired, he had relapsed again. I could not help him because he had very severe craving and withdrawal. And he restarted before he died. But however, for me, this was a life-changing event. I lost 2 to 3 battles against tobacco use. And in December 2007, I decided to quit. And I stopped. Now 14 years I've completed. I have not smoked even single time till date. So 14 years off away from tobacco. Why did it? So again, very important. First is physical. I started with nicotine replacement therapy. I started using nicotine gums. Initially, I took 2 milligram nicotine gum, but it was very less. I took 4 milligram nicotine gum. I used to take 6 to 10 gums per day. But it did not help much. So I started having chocolates. So I used to eat 10 to 20 chocolates per day. Along with this, I made behavioral changes. I declared to my friends and everyone that I will stop, and I stopped tobacco. And I requested my friends not to offer me cigarettes. I made lifestyle changes, which was very difficult, but possible. I made dietary modification. I changed my routine, avoided my friends who used to smoke. I started doing exercise, sports, playing cricket. At the same time, I started new hobbies like scuba diving. Of course, this took time. But the day I decided to quit tobacco, I stopped it completely. I did not do by bargaining or decreasing slowly. I decided a day and stopped it. Along with that, I did all this modification. Along with that, I did a psychological method also. I did self-CBT. Whenever I used to see cigarette, I used to say, this killed my dad. And I used to say, cigarette is my biggest enemy. Yes, I was able to conquer. And finally, I lost 3 battles by relapse, but I won the war last. So my dear friends, since past 14 years, I have not used tobacco. To conclude, my dear friends, if you have not started, never experiment. And if you are using occasionally, stop it now. If you are using regularly and dependent or addicted to tobacco, this is the time. Commit to quit. Seek help. And I'm telling you from my personal experience, it's very difficult. It's not impossible. Please seek help. Contact professionals. You require to have combination of nicotine replacement therapy, behavioral and psychological management. Definitely, if you make up your mind, it is easy to win war against tobacco. Thank you very much. Commit to quit.